It's Sunday the 2nd of August, and I'm about to look at how the ratings are coming along. I go to search results, then I change this to average ratings. That puts the highest rated at the top of the list and the lowest rated at the bottom. Don't forget that since we often have more than 100 films, you have to change the default from 100 to, let's say, 250 to get all the films that have been in our box. But these aren't easy to tally on a spreadsheet, so I have to copy the material and then transfer it to the spreadsheet. And the way I do that is I go to the bottom, put my cursor at the last part, and I just move the cursor all the way to the top. And when I get to the top, I just go to the number 1 here, and I copy it and put it into a spreadsheet. In addition, you'll want to copy this line, which gives you the number of entries in your spreadsheet and how many hours of the film it'll be. We now have a spreadsheet that's kind of messy, but I'll show you how I manipulate it to get a rating spread. I then delete three columns. Column B, hold down the Control key, column D, and column G, since they're irrelevant. You'll see that what we now have in column D is the average rating opposite the film title, and 2 lines down we have the number of people who rated the films, etc., all the way down. In my final spreadsheet, I will only want to keep the lines with the film numbers, the ones I'm highlighting here. So what I have to do is I have to tally the number of ratings on that line, for example, right here. In this box here, I will add 2. And in this box here, I will put 1. And in this box here, I will put 2 because of this. And in this box here, I will put 2. In this box here, I'll put 2. In this box here, I'll put 1. In this box here, I'll put 3 because 3 people rated this, all the way down. And don't forget, in some cases, you'll have 1 up and 1 down, in which case you put 2, as in the boxes listed, including, for example, 2 up and 1 down, you would put a 3. Since we're sorting by average rating, there's going to be a point on the list where there are no ratings, in which case the answer is 0. So you can put in your 0 and literally copy it all the way to the bottom of the page. Towards the end, I also add the director to a column, and I do this by putting equal and then clicking on the director. I can then copy this formula, equal C2, to the next line, and it'll pick up the director, and to the next line, it'll pick up the director, etc., all the way down. To get my final listing, meaning the lines with the films on them, what I like to do before I sort for the final listings is I like to copy this sheet, keep the raw data, so I click Move Copy, I say Create a Copy, and I move it to the end, and now I do my sorting on this sheet. In the final step, before I do my sorting, I got to get rid of these formula that I used to copy the director and change them just into values, otherwise everything gets screwed up. So I click on this, make it wide enough. I now do a control copy, control C, and what I do is I paste into the same column the values. Now, as you can see, each of the names has the names instead of the formula. The way I sort to keep only the lines of the film, like what are here called 1 and 5, is I highlight columns A, B, C, D, E, and F. I go to Data, and I tell it to sort. In this case, because I don't have headers, I say sort by column A, and voila. What I have is a listing of all the films. Down through 30 of them have been rated, and the remaining have not been rated, but that's okay. Finally, I put headers on the first row, as you can see here: number, tracking number, film average rating, number of raters, and director. I then bold it, and I next put a bar under the header row, which I do with this control on the upper right. I then freeze the top row so that I can scroll down and see everything below it, which is necessary when you have hundreds of films. With this spreadsheet, we can see which films are getting the best ratings, which ones, for example, need a few more ratings, the ones with only one, and in particular, all the films which nobody has rated, which I show here. And that's what I do before I send out the next batch of judge requests.